Good day everyone. This group we will discuss about topic 2, the retraction of Dr. Jose Rizal. Dr. Jose Rizal did not retract. Introduction. A retraction letter is a public statement made about an earlier statement that withdraws, cancels, refutes, or reverses the original statement or cease and desist from publishing the original statement.
Therefore, it explains that if Rizal did not retract, then he did not change any of his statement and beliefs against the Spaniards and Catholic Church. The Archbishop permitted Ricardo Pascual, PhD, to examine the retraction and gave him a good photostat of it. On Pascual's book called Rizal Beyond Grave, in which he seems to show the minute measurement that the retraction diverges from the style Rizal's other writing of that period, and he concludes that the paper was forgery. As at the Bureau of Rizal, if you will receive the Bureau record of Rizal in the Paco registered, it is not on the page 147 where the persons who died in December 1896 were recorded, but on the page 204 where persons buried 10 months later in September 1897 were recorded. His name was written in the burial record 10 months after he was buried. Pascual theory isn't that they buried Rizal as the unrepentant criminal, and he had to frame a case later to fit the retraction story which was in questions. Doubt has also been raised by the fact that neither the Archbishop nor the Jesuit asked for pardon or mitigation of Rizal's sentence. If he really retracted and went back to the Catholic Church, he must have been protected by the Jesuits, but only his family begged for mercy. The strongest argument was the character of Rizal. Few months before his sentence, he had rejected Father Sanchez's offer of professorship, 100,000 pesos, and an estate if he would retract, and he had declared that he could not be bought for half the Philippines. That is Rizal, and not the one who cried in front of Father Balaguer. He was not only the incorruptible but very angry at Lee's suggestion that he might be buried. The character speaks so loud against the retraction that all of Rizal's old friends believe he could not have written it. They look at the writing and says, yes, that is his handwriting, but then Mariano Ponce and Antonio Lopez and many others could write exactly like Rizal. The question, did Rizal retract, depends on the genuineness or otherwise of the supposed retraction. The Archbishop should settle this suggestion, or at least attempt to settle it, by permitting the document be submitted to greatest handwriting experts in the world, preferable to several of them working independently. He should permit the paper and the ink to be subjected the best test of modern science.
1. December 29, 1890. In both reproductions, there were completing versions of the text. Add to this the date of the signing was very clear in original Spanish document which Rizal supposedly signed. The date was December 29, 1890. The documents of the retractions of Jose Rizal too is being hotly debated as to authenticity. It was supposed to have been signed by Jose Rizal moments before his death. There were many witnesses, most of them Jesuits. The documents only surfaced for public viewing on May 13, 1935. It was found by Manuel A. Gracia at the Catholic Hierarchies Archive in Manila, but the original document was never shown to the public, only reproductions of it.
The first text was published in La Voz Española and Jaro de Manila on the very day of Rizal's execution, December 30, 1896. The second text appeared in Barcelona, Spain on February 14, 1897, in the fortnightly magazine in La Juventud. It came from an anonymous writer who revealed himself 14 years later as Father Balaguer. The original text was discovered in the Archdiocesan Archives on May 18, 1935, after it disappeared for 39 years from the afternoon of the day when Rizal was shot.
According to Senator Rafael Palma, a former president of University of the Philippines, argued that Rizal did not retract. He called the retraction story as pious Freud.
Manuel Artigas y Cuerva, born October 15, 1866, died April 2, 1925. He is an historian and journalist. He considered the retraction document as apocryphal.
When Rizal's family requested for the original copy, it was said that it was lost. Another evidence as to Rizal did not retract is that when Father Balaguer came to terms that he married Jose and Josephine, after Jose had signed the retraction paper, however, there were no marriage certificate or public record shown that could prove Father Balaguer's statements.
Trinidad. Rizals also attested that after her brother's death, Jesuits invited their family to attend a mass offer for the eternal repose of his soul. The Jesuits promised that after the mass, they would show them the original copy of Refraction. Until they parted ways, the promise did not materialize.
The entry in the Book of Burials of interment of Rizal's body is not made on the page with those burials. No masses were said for his soul or funeral held by Catholics. Notwithstanding the claim that Rizal was reconciled with the Church, he was not buried in a Catholic cemetery in Paco but in a ground.
Before the execution of Rizal, Senor Andrade left the death row at 10 and Rizal spoke for a long while with the Jesuit fathers, March and Villa Clara, regarding religious matters. It appears that these two presented him with a prepared retraction on his life and deeds that he refused to sign.
According to Ricardo Pascual, PhD, who was given permission by the Archbishop Nozalida to examine the document, later concluded in his book, Rizal Beyond the Grave, that the documents presented was a forgery. There are 3 copies of the documents about the retraction. There was a revelation of a forger. Antonio Key Abad tells how on August 13, 1901, at a party at his ancestral home in Nueva Ecija, a certain Roman Roque told how he was employed by the friars earlier that same year to make several copies of a retraction documents. Alojado et al.